Do that. All right. Okay. How are you, Ed? Okay.
I'm doing terrific. I really enjoy the software. I was
Great.
telling Jim that instead of using moving averages, because I tend to buy on support and pullbacks. I mean the liquidity gaps. I mean so you call liquidity places and order blocks and things have
Yep.
really helped me understand them more. Because I used to work in the tech business on Wall Street. I've been on all the major trading floors, although on the tech side, and I never understood how some of the traders at Goldman and JP why what they did and way that when they entered. Now I have a much better, believe it, 40 years later, much better
Well,
understanding.
and that is what they do. It all. The market's an auction, so it's all about the liquidity and where it is. Um, so it really plays a big role, and you can use that. The more you learn, the better, because you can integrate that with the software. The pyramids and so forth. So kind of good for you. Excellent.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm using the software just on everything I look at. Yeah.
Yeah, good, 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 good. All right. Well, we don't have anybody here yet, so to speak, except for you.
I think just get started. And
I'm
maybe
gonna
also,
record it.
yeah, tell Ed all about the Discord, which would be
Yeah.
great.
So, all right. So, Ed, a couple of things before we get going here. I'm going to show you. We have a brand new website. We just created this.
Hmm.
We upgraded our other one, and take a look around when you get a chance. We want people to look around and give us some feedback on, is it easy to get around? Can you find stuff easily? And if you
Hmm.
can't, let us know, because we kind of want to make sure that everything is simplified. We put a where do I start button over here.
Hmm.
Hopefully that will be clear enough for people that are new.
Hey, Ben,
Hmm.
you might want to do a recording on this so
Click on
that
it.
when we post it, everybody will get it.
I am recording.
Oh, yay. Sorry about
Yep.
that.
Yep. So, so that's one area here. We can click on it. If you go through the website and say, well, Ben, that's great, make this button a little bigger, then we can do that. But we'd love to hear what people think. Okay.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I've been focusing mostly on this stuff. Basically, what I've done is I've gone through every watch list that I have
Good.
and used the software. And the liquidity and order blocks are really the thing that kind of opened my eyes even more and given me more. And I've dispelled with all the moving averages, which I used to use.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I did a test on moving averages, and the problem with moving averages, if you use them as a stop anyway, is they tend to take you out of perfectly good trends. So you're
Yeah.
deciding, what moving average I should use. Should it be smooth? Should it not be? Things like that, the variables. And they change for different conditions. So I found that the pyramids with the stop set at the top of the pyramid work best and keep you in the trend the longest. And at the same time, usually when a pyramid tells you to get in, the moving average is already in your favor.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. So I have not been
Kind of
using
redundant.
I'm sorry.
It was
I'm
kind
not.
of redundant to have the moving average.
Yeah, I haven't been using the pyramids. I like to use them. I'm more of a 3 to month to 2 year kind of, I don't call it swing trading,
Hmm.
not so much a trend trade, but I try to buy on like significant pullbacks and I'm pretty patient
Yep.
for a
Well,
long
no,
term.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
and rarely will I try to turn things around in a week. So I get away from trying to look at the equity in my account on a weekly basis. So
Good idea.
yeah, but I know everybody trades differently. You probably have a lot of day traders, in your
Well,
group.
you kind of want to focus on your technique and not worry about the money so much.
Yeah, yeah, I
You
do.
know,
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to use the pyramids, on a daily and weekly basis in my overall well, I trade, I guess. I mean, I don't. I think I'm more of an investor, but I guess we're all traders. Just time frame is the only,
that's
I
right.
guess. Yeah. So what a time frame? But I'm trying to figure out how to use the pyramids because I tend to buy at the bottom of the periods if I want to enter instead of the top. But I've noticed a lot, and I've listened to a lot of your client webinars that you advocate making sure clears as we have a clear trend coming in that we clear the top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that's yeah. They're because they're fractals, and the idea is we hit when the fractal gets hit, that's the top of the pyramid, that type of thing. But There's many variations. But and we'll talk about that. But anyway, this is our new website. So Ed, take a look at it when you get a chance. Love the feedback. We're going to send an email out to everybody. But Gene also wanted me to also show you on these buttons up here. And let me just get my pointer going here. Give me 1 second. And okay, it's way over here. Now it's here. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. So you see these little buttons up here?
Yes.
Icons? All right. So we have one here. Okay. This is called Discord. And have you ever heard of it?
Well, I did speak to Gene about it last week. Yeah.
Is that the first time you heard of it?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me just tell you, people over 40 years old usually have never heard of Discord before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty much for the younger generation, but it's so used now that the younger generation now is becoming more the mainstream generation, if you know what I mean. So we had to adapt to that, and we created a Discord channel, and you can access that by clicking on that little icon. All right, and you'll get to a page like this. So we want everybody to migrate over because it's actually a really super platform. A little bit of a learning curve, but once you get here, we have a general chat area where you could ask me questions, and I'll monitor this real time. That type of thing. And we're probably going to move the client support webinar over to this.
Okay.
And it will be just like what we're looking at now. I mean, we'll be able to record it. We'll be able to share screens, and you'll hear me talk and you can talk. So it won't be much difference, but it's going to be different in that it'll be, you just come into Discord and go down to this area here where it says client support webinar. All right, click on that and the webinar will be in there from now on.
Okay, got it. All right.
So that's how we're going to work that. And, we'll kind of spend some time on the first one, making sure everybody gets in and knows how to use it. But once you do it once, you'll have a general hang of it. But this is also where we're going to put a lot of information. If there's some testimonial somebody wants to add, they can do that. We have a little do's and don'ts things here. Trades, anybody actually want to share their trades, they can do it here. We have a yummy chat room. Here's a start here button if you're brand new. And then if you come down, there's a remote technical support. So, that's an area where you can request it. We're going to have third-party software that I recommend, and private coaching is down here. But we're kind of in the process of getting it all up and running, if you know what I mean.
Looks good. Yeah, I enjoy this. This makes things a lot more interactive and easy to use and engaging on my end.
And it's always on. That's the nice thing about it. It's always on. So that's kind of cool, So the young people love it. So we had to kind of get on it or lose the young people, so to speak. So it was one of those things. And once we got on it, it's actually, I can see why they're on it. It's very, it's fun and it's very interactive, and you don't have to wait for a room to open. You just go there.
Yeah. And also too, Ben, I think maybe Ed would be interested in the fact that you're probably going to be talking a lot about order blocks and things like that in the room.
Yeah,
on there.
And also
Hi,
posting charts too. Hey, Jim, how are you?
Good. How are you?
All right, good. Thanks for joining us.
What I was really interested too, as I was speaking to Gene last week, is about the scanner, which I find interesting because I have kind of all kinds of watch lists that I've actually gone through every one and just kind of put all kinds of notes in and price alerts, based on on your software.
Okay, well you want to just jump over there?
Oh, that would be great. Yeah.
Take a look at there. All right, so let me just do a couple things here. So Here is, give me 1 second. I just got to get it set up here for all that. So do you know how to access the scanner?
No, no,
Okay.
I don't have it. I assume that that I have to get it.
What platform do you use now?
I use TC. Well, I used to use TC 2000 only because so I keep that, but I've been using TradeStation with your software.
Okay, so you have a whole different platform than this. Okay,
Well, I
gotcha.
have TradeStation now. I use TradeStation with your software. Yeah.
Okay, so let me bring up TradeStation. Give me
And
1
the
second.
scanners will work on TradeStation, so that's good.
Jim, what platform are you on?
I'm using NinjaTrader. I'm using TradingView. I use Trade I use Thinkorswim.
What kind of trader are you?
Uh,
A
not as
good one, right?
profitable, not as profitable as I would.
Well, that's okay. But are you intraday? Are you end of day swing trading over a couple of weeks? What do you like
Most
to do?
occasional swing trades, intraday, although not much lately because I haven't been able to, and position trading.
Okay.
I find your tools extremely useful for the swing trading and position trading.
Yeah, that's kind of what they were designed for.
The reason I came on here tonight was this whole Discord thing. I need more lessons on the Discord than I do on.
On the trading, right?
See, Ben, I'm telling you.
Well, that is the issue. I think what I'm going to have to do is, I think what I'm going to do before we meet again. Boy, I lost my thing here. Where was it? Okay. I think what I got to do here is actually make a video for everybody
That's
to
a good
send out
idea.
the video on how
Maybe
to
I can
get,
do that with the email.
yeah, how to get to the client support area and how to use it.
I definitely agree with that, and
Okay.
and there's probably enough to it that you're going to need to do it in more than one step. So
Maybe, probably. But I got to tell you, once you get used to it, it's actually, when I first started using it, I thought it was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever seen because I didn't really know how to use it. And once I started using it and seeing how others used it, it really, I saw the real benefit of it. It's real time. Okay. So, everything is there. The other nice thing is when you run some of your webinars right out of it, you don't need to wait. All you have to do is log into Discord, go to the right room, and you're there. So you don't have to wait for a room to open or anything of that nature.
Hey,
but
Ben, let me tell them
what I
about this
like,
morning. Oh,
Go
you
ahead,
go
Jim.
ahead, Jim.
the Trader Dale thing
Yeah.
moved. They moved to Circle. So,
Okay.
so they're doing what you are starting to do, only you're using Discord. And when they went to Circle, um, it
Never
was
heard of it.
it was pretty seamless. And Circle's really easy to use. And the way it shows up is that when you log into Trader Dale, you automatically go to Circle, and then it's got like a menu of things, just like your website had, except it's all listed down the left hand side, like on your screen right now.
Okay.
Uh, it,
I'll check
it's
it out.
like all the classes, all the courses, the schedule for when you're going to do something live.
Okay.
There's something for announcements. There's something for chart analysis, and it's all there on the left hand side. So you only got to go to one place. It's
Right.
really easy to use, and I know nothing about yours yet. I'm hoping it's somewhat similar to that because it was you don't even need a brain to do that.
Well,
Uh,
it sounds like basically it's the same thing. I've never heard of
yeah,
Circle.
that'd be great because it's
Actually, I think
circled.
Discord is actually might even be better than the Circle, so you might like it better.
Yeah.
It's circle.so. So if you do circle.so at Trader Dale, you're gonna you're going to find out, you're going to find what I'm talking about and
Okay,
how,
I'll check it out.
and how
Check it
seamless
out.
that is. And uh, uh, but I don't know a thing about
Well,
Discord. I'm hoping it'll be as easy to learn
it
as
should
Circle
be.
was.
It should be.
I
But
used it this morning and I figured it out, Jim. So I
yeah,
I
think,
stopped I stopped using it when my computer kept telling me that it didn't didn't want to allow me to go to that site because of some malicious something or another. So I got to get that part figured out.
interesting. I haven't had that issue yet.
yeah, I haven't had that. Mm-mm.
But
Ed, have you
Well,
used
you
any of
never know.
Discord?
But
I'm sorry, Jane. Have I used Discord before?
Yeah, I was just wondering.
No, I never have, but it seems pretty intuitive. I'm just jumping on it now. I mean, I've heard of it many times, but it seems pretty intuitive. I can catch on
I
pretty
think
quickly.
the graphics are better. For example, when we were looking at charts this morning in Yummy, with
Hmm.
Al and Perry, it was
Hmm.
like crystal clear.
Hmm.
yeah, and the voice
Yeah.
is good on it.
well,
So
Much
that'll be
better.
cool.
we'll
That'll be
do a
cool. Now,
video.
the only experience I had with Discord, Bennett, was with you when we were trying to look at the kids stuff.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. Close
and
up.
and apparently there's a lot of people that try and uh, say that they're him, only it's malicious stuff, and that's where I ran into trouble, was right there. So
Interesting. Interesting.
uh, I just said, you know
Yeah,
what,
we
there's not
have a
enough time for me to do that.
we have a built-in bot that's supposed to guard against that. So we'll see if it does. When you sign up for these programs, they have add-ons, and one of the add-ons was a bot to keep you know that type of behavior out.
Well, I'm looking forward to it because I mean, that would just be a boon for you to have all your course material in one place
Well, it'd
and
be nice
easy
just
to
to have it.
access.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And also easier for you all because then you just go to one place instead of having links to a whole bunch of different places.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Hmm.
Exactly.
So I think what I'll do is do a video before the next monthly session we have here and get that out to you guys and just kind of have it, basically tailored to the client support.
Yeah, I think that would help you launch more easily.
Yeah, I think we're going to do that. That's good advice. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's good. All right,
Ben, I
cool.
think just to throw it out to you, it sounds to me like Jim's saying, you know how we have Customer Hub with the client, for client access to courses?
Yeah,
Sounds like
Exactly.
what he's saying is that with the circle.so allows him to do that.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just all right there. Everything that you offer is there. Now you can't access something that you didn't pay for, uh,
right.
but everything you paid for or does not cost anything is right there. And I don't see any reason why you couldn't do
Do
something
that
really
here.
similar to that.
Well, that would be a big benefit.
And,
And,
and you
and
probably already have, and I haven't seen it.
no, I have not. I don't have the actual courses here yet. Um, all I have is headings. This was more interactive, um, and kind of like it's a combination of blog and also um, the ability to have a room where you can chat back and forth.
Yeah, there's a chat on there too. You know what I'll do after we get done here today is I'll do a screenshot and email it to you so
Please
that you
do.
can see the directory. I was really impressed about how straightforward it is, and I was pretty apprehensive making that change, but it's better than their other sites. So
Okay, okay. Well, that's what's kind of funny. What's happening? It's like a lot of these social platforms are replacing websites,
right,
which is
it's
kind of
probably
interesting.
more economical.
Yeah, it's kind of the next level in the modernization of the internet, maybe, or something of that nature, however you want to say it. Um, but yeah, all right, yeah, please send that on. That would be great. I'd like to look at it.
I'll do it.
Okay, great. All right. So anyway, we'll take a look at that, and then also too, we'll put a video together for this because we don't meet for a whole month, so that'll give me a month to figure it all out and get it to you. Okay. And in the meantime, we'll keep doing the day trading in the regular room until we make a decision on what we want to do with that. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be
Cool.
great.
All right. Cool.
And then maybe next month I'll get back on with you.
Yeah.
Kind
Whenever
of,
you're ready, you just let me know.
I got another thing coming up that I got to get through before I do
Okay.
that. So
Well, you look good.
it's
So
part of the, I mean, you're a lot younger, so you're not doing this yet. So
I know, right? Something to really look forward to.
Mhm.
Oh man. Now you look good though, Jim. I'm glad to hear everything went good. All right. So Ed, let me talk to you a little bit about the scanners.
Sure.
Okay. So the scanner, now this is TradeStation, and you may
Mhm.
have it set up slightly different, but the scanner basically is radar screen.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you do have to have radar screen to use any of our scanners.
Okay.
Okay. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, were you interested in being able to look at like the OWL, PTF, and TLM on the scanner? What interests
Yeah.
you?
I was more interested in rather than just primarily because on TC 2000 they have great scanning features, whereas in TradeStation it really doesn't. In other words, I can scan for your moving average crossovers, which I don't use anymore. So I'm actually looking. I'm just wondering if the scanner you provide allows me to see if certain, what range of stocks are in a green PTF or when the
Okay.
owl. Yeah, and I tend to use yours, and you can obviously correct me if I'm wrong. I tend to, my first go-to when I look at the software on a specific stock is I look for a green PTF on the weekly because I'm much more of a long-term trying to catch a trend. And
Okay.
sometimes I'm not a true trend trader and that I buy up, but I try to catch a trend as it is near a bottom, but I'm trying to catch a bottom where it starts to show some significant upside in volume. And then I try to ride that trend for a long time. So I noticed that on your daily chart, and I only use daily and weekly. I noticed if I look for a green PTF on the weekly, which
Hmm.
shows a return that is at least 50 to 80%, on where the current price is. And then I look for when the owl on the daily turns green. And I'm not sure if it's ever intended that way, but I noticed going through hundreds and hundreds of charts that is something that's pretty. It seems to work pretty consistently. I'm looking backwards, although looking backwards, that when the owl turns green, it seems to on the daily, it seems to indicate, whether you're in a wave 5 or a wave 3, it seems to indicate a pretty good entry point.
Well, yeah, and the thing is everybody uses the mixture of signals, so to speak, however they best trade. For example, I will look for PTFs for either bullish or bearish, and
Hmm.
then um, I'll go into the charts and look. And sometimes a red owl with a red PTF is not better than a red PTF and a green owl.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Because the green owl means that it's pulled back so I can get a better price and possibly better risk to reward on a red PTF. As
Hmm.
long as the pullback stops, obviously I don't want to go short until the pullback has rolled back over in the direction of the PTF. But
Hmm.
a lot of times I'll put those separately on a watch list. So it all depends on how you want to use it and whether you're trying to scalp with it or trend trade with it. That's the other aspect of it. But
Bennett, do you mind if I say something here?
sure, go ahead, jump in.
So Ed, I have all of Bennett's tools, and
Hmm.
I I have my scanner set up so that it, not only gives me the instrument and the name of it, but uh, I can look at the owl, I can look at the PTF. TLM, whether it's Elliott wave 3 or 5, look at a short, medium, and long-term time frame. And he's also got another tool called Turbo Scanner, which I keep on there as well. And what you can do is you can sort for anything. You have your instrument list in there, and if you click on the trade confirmer, that's going to give you all of your neutral stuff, and then it'll group them all into neutral, red, and green, and you can at a moment's just after a moment you have enough to know which ones are doing what you want it to do, whatever it is you're looking for as far as trend or owl uh, or a combination thereof, and then you can click on any one of those, and that can be keyed to your chart, so that you can go through a dozen stocks in a minute or so really easily on your charts. So
Yeah.
that's the power of Bennett's scanner.
Is that the turbo scanner, Bennett? Is that what is
Well,
that?
it's any of them. The thing is that what Jim is saying, and he said it a lot better than I said it, was that you don't have to open the chart to keep the charts. You don't have to have 20 charts open. You can just look at the scanner, see the ones you want to look at, and then open the chart for that specific one, and that saves a lot of time.
Yeah, you just click on the scanner and your chart opens.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that this is the turbo scanner over here on this far right-hand side. Now, the turbo scanner, what the turbo scanner was designed for, it was originally called the art scanner, and we changed it to the turbo scanner. And basically what it's doing is it's identifying the most recent art signals, whether they're bullish or bearish P pyramids, MP pyramids, unconfirmed pyramids, 1 or 2B reversals. And then we've added a bracketed market and a breakout market to it. So that's why it's got so many things listed, in the category area there. You can see that. But the idea is that if you are looking for, let's say, we also have a consecutive, and I'm seeing if we have that loaded here, because that's kind of a cool thing too. Here's P consecutive here. All right. So on that chart there, it's showing, I think, 11 consecutive pyramids, bear pyramids. So when you see that many, probably you're getting ready for that trend to end. Okay, and that can give you a clue to check that out. And you can set that there, depending on the variables you want to set that at, you can set it any way you want. So if you go into edit studies, all right, it will bring up the edit study window. And in this particular area here, you can customize all the inputs for that particular study. And it's kind of neat. So here, let's just go here. We go into here, edit studies, or let's see. I want to go to the turbo, customize, inputs, and then you can see all, in other words, I can filter the price range. I can tell it if I'm looking for a bracketed market, the size of the bracket that I want it to measure. Also, too, I can tell it to show me all the bullish signals, bearish signals. So if I only want to see bullish ones, I can turn the others to false and turn them off. So I get the information that I want depending on a certain direction, because some people don't like to short the market, so they're only looking at bullish things. So that kind of thing, the customization is really good. And then here on the interval, okay, I've got it set to 60 minutes, but you could set that to daily. You could set that to weekly. So it could scan any time frame you want. You could also bring up multiple radar screens and have it scan different time frames on different ones if you want at the same time.
Yeah, what you could do is you just add another tab. You
That's
use
right.
your exact same criteria. You add another tab, except on your other tab, instead of your intervals that you're looking at, the day, week, month, you could once you start there at the high level, then you go and decide what looks good to you. Then you go down a level and maybe have uh, a 4 hour day week and
That's right.
anything down there you want with the exact same instruments. The only thing that's different is the time interval, and
That's right.
it works with equities, it works with ETFs, equities, works with futures, whatever you're trading, and you can do
So
whatever time frames you want. I have futures time frames at 1, 5, and 15. And
And
then you
you're
move over it,
scanning,
move,
and
move
you're
over a
using
tab, and
different
I've got
tabs.
equities. It's
Right.
really versatile.
And you're using
yeah,
different tabs for that, right, Jim?
yeah,
Absolutely.
it seems that Jim's a much more sophisticated trader than me. I pretty much am a long only, although I did go short significantly in 2022. But I tend to try to catch long trends based on not catching market bottoms or tops, but just showing some momentum and significant pullback. So I do things that are sacrilegious to you too, Ben. Like if I have a long-term position, I'll buy on significant pullbacks and don't
That's
mind
fine.
some of the drawdowns. And the question what I think would be very useful for me is I have a hard time just reading this, but it looks very robust. But would I be able to, like, say, for on a radar screen, be able to put in a bunch of different equities in there, and then
Yeah.
just for just a couple simple inputs, like when the daily owl is turning green from, say, a red, and if there's a green PTF on the weekly, and then just real simple parameters like that. Can I reduce it to that, and then obviously, and set it to a number of stocks on a radar screen, and just have it run a scan, and and uh, and uh, and obviously see what stocks fill that criteria.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very customizable depending on what you want to use, how you want to use it. Let me just open it up again. Um, so, for example, I think you probably want to focus on the trade confirmer, right?
I believe so.
Because
Yeah.
that gives you the OWL, the
Mhm.
PTF, and the TLM, right?
Hmm.
Is that
Yes.
is that kind of what you want to focus on?
Yeah, that's what I use. Yeah. Yes. I don't. I mean, I'm strictly I strictly just look at the daily and the weekly charts.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so for that, you would just load the trade confirmer.
Hmm.
You wouldn't need the Elliott wave, and you wouldn't need the turbo scanner. So it'd be
Hmm.
just the trade confirmer. Then
Hmm.
what Jim was saying is that down below, well, you could load all your stocks that you want to here. You could
Hmm.
load. What I usually do is this. Okay, I have a tab for Nasdaq, a tab for S&P, okay, and things of that nature. And then
Hmm.
what I'll do is I'll take a quick look at the scanners and pick the ones that I want to actually go into the charts and see what they're doing. And
Hmm.
I'll go into the charts, and let's say I want to only see, and this is an example. Let's just say I want to only see ones that have all bearishness. Okay,
Hmm.
so I'll go into that chart and see where we are in the market cycle. Okay,
Hmm.
just because we have all bears doesn't mean there could be a trade there because it may be too late.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I'll take a look, and maybe the configuration for somebody else might be, okay, I want to see a bear PTF, but I want to see a bull owl. So
Hmm.
I'll look at
Yeah.
all the charts that show that.
Yeah.
And it just gives you a list, and you go right down the list of the entire Nasdaq 100,
Hmm.
S&P 500, and you take a look and see which ones. And when you find one that's good, then I create another tab, and basically that becomes my watch list.
Yeah. So that's exactly what I'm looking
Okay,
for.
and then I
Yeah.
take those and I'll put those in a watch list again. I'll have the trade confirmer loaded on that watch list,
Hmm.
and I'll put, you basically just type each individual stock into the symbol area, hit
Hmm.
enter,
Mm-hmm.
and it will stay in that watch list, and it will load the OWL PTF and it'll load the trade confirmer signal
Mm-hmm.
for that particular stock you load.
Yeah.
So then you've taken the NASDAQ and you've taken the S&P, and maybe you've narrowed it down from 100, 500, 600 stocks, maybe down to 20.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
exactly what. That's
and then
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
very
that would
easy
help.
to monitor those.
Yeah, that's
And then Bennett, using his example, if he's using the trade confirmer and he wants to look to add to a position on a dip, if he's got the Elliott wave tools there, he can that's going to tell him where that, in conjunction with the pyramids, is going to tell him
Right.
if is the dip over with, is it ready to bottom out and go back up
Mhm.
again? Can
Mhm.
Exactly.
you with the Elliott waves and the ratios that Bennett's really good at, that gives you that information too, without going to uh, without having to guess.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So it sounds like I appreciate it, Jim. Then, and I think it sounds like Trade Confirmer is something that is probably right up what I'm looking for. Right, it would really help me just identify, through. I mean, I could even create a watch list of just, for example, lithium stocks, right?
Yeah,
And yeah,
absolutely.
and just
Right.
yeah, yeah, and then put the confirmer on it, and it'll narrow it down to the criteria. And then I could create a separate watch list of maybe two or three of those, say 15 stocks that I need that fit those criteria.
Right. That's exactly right. Right. Okay, so here's what Jim was talking about in terms of this is the NASDAQ 100, but when I click on the top of this trade confirmer, do you see
Hmm.
how it sorts all the bear
Yeah,
ones and the bull ones and the neutral ones?
yeah.
Okay, that was something he had mentioned before that makes it really good for or simple to go ahead and thumb through. You may want to ignore the neutrals and focus just on the bull and the bears, or vice versa. And you can do it for each
Hmm.
column. Now,
Hmm.
one thing I haven't told you is that we have 4 columns. We have one called the trade confirmer, the OWL, PTF, and TLM, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So what the trade confirmer column does, and you can set this up, is it takes a look at all three. I have it set up, I think, to take a look at all 3 columns. And when they're the same, it tells me in the trade confirmer they're all the same.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, if I only want the trade confirmer column to tell me what the OWL and the PTF is, and let's say we have a bear one here, a bear one here, and the TLM is green. But if
Hmm.
I have it set up to only look at the OWL and PTF, then it will show me bear
Hmm.
in the trade confirmer column.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
the trade confirmer column is a summation of what the other 3 columns are, and I can set which columns I want the summation of.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah. Okay, great.
Okay.
All
And
right.
then you can also go into, for example, the OWL, and you can, if I just care about the OWL, for example, I can double click on that and take a look at all the bearish and
Hmm.
all the bullish ones. And then if I do the same thing for the PTF, now I have an OWL and a PTF because I double clicked, it brings all the bears to the top.
Hmm.
So I have both OWL and PTF, both bearish at the top.
Hmm.
And if I want to see what they are in terms of the greens, I go back and I do that.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really
Okay.
time-saving stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the key, right, Jim? It's the time savings.
It
Yes.
is. And it allows you to kind of look at a large sample of stocks without having to thumb through each and every chart to see what the indicator looks like.
Yeah, which I'm doing right now.
Well, I think it would save you time.
And
Yeah.
you can also add other criteria to your scanner that don't have anything to do
That's
with Bennett's
He's right.
uh, materials, where maybe you're only looking for a stock that you want to trade in a certain price range. Maybe you don't want to trade the $300-400 stocks,
Yeah.
so you just eliminate those uh, out of your scan, and so you don't have to go through all those, and it's narrowed down right away. Or maybe you don't want anything. Maybe you don't want anything below $5 or something, or, for
So,
you know.
here's an example of, adding a study. So, I mean, you can add any of the TradeStation studies to the scanner in addition to ours. But there's also things like Jim said, and you can do this with inside our indicator, where it will actually, like the turbo scanner, will actually only look at stocks at a certain price range. But you can also, choose one of the generic TradeStation scanners and add that to the columns. Okay, create a column. So a lot, for example, I mean, I just have a description. I could get rid of this column if I want, but I find it really handy when I'm looking at stocks to see what the hell they are, you know. Um, and then you have the intervals and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty customizable, I think, is what the key is.
Yeah, yeah. So it's pretty much the confirmer, right? Or is a confirmer and scanner, are they two separate or do they come together?
Well, the confirmer, you already own the confirmer on the charts, right?
Uh,
PTF, and TLM. I think you already own those.
yes, I do. Yeah.
So the trade confirmer basically is the scanner part of that adds it to radar screen and actually basically looks for those indicators inside the scanner. Okay.
I don't think I've had it set up that way. I didn't realize that.
Well, you have your charts. Let me just see. Let's go back to the charts. Your charts may look something like this.
Right.
Okay. So you have, PTF down here, right? And then you got the owl up here. I've got the TLM here. So all three of these right here, okay, are the same as what's in the trade confirmer.
Okay. Then how would I access the trade confirmer? I guess that's a question. How would I access the trade confirmer?
Okay, that's done through radar screen.
Okay.
Okay. So what you would have to do is once you purchase the trade confirmer, you go up to the apps area, okay, and you choose radar screen.
Okay.
Okay. So you go here, apps, you run across here until you get to radar screen right there.
Yep.
Okay. And so you click on that, and that will bring me up a brand new window. All right. And then what we do here is you can go to add a study. And what I'm going to do is, okay, I want the interval, the last is good. I don't care about the net change. So I'm going to remove all these. Okay. And then I'm going to put the trade confirmer up. Okay. All right. So then I go find the trade confirmer. There it is. I add that in. Cut it on, and there, see, it loads right there. And then you can just type your stock in.
Right. Okay, good.
And it starts working.
Wonderful. Okay, then you can
or you can, or you can, you can put in a list. There's under data, you can put the entire NASDAQ 100 or S&P 500 list in there. Obviously, you're not going to type those in individually, right?
Yeah.
But, you can add those in through one of the preset lists that TradeStation provides.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, this is great. Okay, this is wonderful. Okay.
So, and also too, let me just see here. I think also too, Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the user can actually create their own list on like Excel or a CSV file.
Absolutely, yeah, you can, and download it into your
I don't do that.
And make your own list.
Yeah,
download it from another program, like maybe you use stock charts or something like that, and you got a scan that you do there or someplace else, and you can import that in very easily.
Okay.
Let me see where it says other M. So here's where it says other symbol lists. You can do a custom symbol list here. And I think you can edit lists and import. Okay. So in other words, your lithium list, for example, you could
Mhm.
type them in individually if there's not that many, or if
Mhm.
there's a lot, put it on an Excel file and import it if that's easier for you.
Yeah, it's none of the watch lists are more than 20 names. It's pretty,
Okay.
yeah, you could just type them individually in 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
cool.
Yep.
Jim, did I leave anything out?
Yeah, I think you pretty well covered it.
Well, thank you for your help as well. Cool.
Well, Ben, look who just snuck in. Oh, he snuck out.
Who?
Yeah. James Rooney.
Oh, okay, good, Jim. Jim number 2.
Yep.
All right. So, any other questions on that, Ed? Is that okay?
No, that's good. That's very helpful. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
And Ed, you're using TradeStation. What did you tell me you're using 2000?
I have TC2000 only because I just find that watch lists and scans and just the visuals.
I forgot. Is that the older one? What is that one?
It's TC2000. I don't know if it's the older
Oh,
one.
okay. TC 2000. That's not TradeStation.
Yeah. So I obviously have TradeStation up to load software on. So
You
I
have
use
TradeStation though, right?
yeah, but I put
Okay.
most of it because I just tend to set up price alerts based on your indicators, the PTF and the L, and also based on order block or liquidity, and I'll set it up in TC2000 as for
Okay.
price alerts. Yeah, and then if I get a price alert, then I'll go to that chart to see if I should enter or not.
Gotcha.
So that
All
kind of
right.
just work away. Yeah, yeah.
So that's it. So it sounds like the trade confirmer might be what you're looking for.
Yep, got it. Okay, no, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, my pleasure. My pleasure. And Jim, we'll send you a commission.
So Gene, the reason I remembered to get on today is because you sent out the text.
Good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, she's probably not there.
Oh, you said the text. I know. That's my little love note to you. And every time I see your name, it makes me smile.
So on the Discord, Bennett, you can
Yeah.
probably set it up like the Circle does, where you can send out notifications via email or stuff like that, and
Well,
you
I
don't,
don't
and
know.
it's automated. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
But
I
it's so
don't
much
know.
fun for me to text you guys.
I'm gonna check out Circle and see what that's like. So we'll see. Because we're always looking to do better, you know?
Well, you bought something from Trader Dale at one point, right?
Yep.
Yeah. See, so you
Yeah.
can get on there, no trouble.
I'll check it out there. I'm still trying to get my indicators turned on.
Ben, you know what I was thinking? You know, James Rooney was just here a minute ago. So he's a big Discord guy. So I was going to try to get him
Ooh, you would
to
be good.
tell you guys about it. But
That'd be cool.
yeah, they've been doing it for like a year or so. So
Okay,
he loves
people
it.
that do it love it.
Yeah. That's why I was
Yeah,
literally just calling him to see if I could
first
get
got
him.
on
guys
it,
have a little trouble getting new stuff.
yeah, when I went on it, it took me a while to figure it out, and so there is a little bit of a learning curve. Once you get it, but it's just different, you know. But so anyway, all right. So we'll get back to you before next month and tell you what direction we're going to go with that.
And Ben will do all kinds of videos.
So I will
That'd be
check out.
That'd be helpful. That'd really be helpful.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that. All right.
And Ed, if you need me, just call me, okay?
Yeah, Bennett, one more time. Can you once I'm in radar screen, can you tell me where to access trade confirmer? Is it in the studies section or is it? I know you did it before.
Wait a minute for radar screen.
Yeah, on the radar screen when you are able.
So when you have radar screen here, let's just do a new tab. Okay, so we're going to do a new radar screen here. Okay, so it brings up radar screen, right?
Right.
This is the TradeStation generic way radar screen looks when you bring it up brand new.
Right. Yep, I have it pulled up.
So if you just go over here, all right, right click, go to studies.
Okay.
All right, add study.
Mhm.
And then it brings up this window, which is the Add Study window.
Mhm.
And on the right side, that's everything you see here.
Mhm.
Okay. The left side is what they call the available, obviously. Okay.
Mhm.
So those
Mhm.
are the ones you can choose. So
Mhm.
basically, depending on what you want on the right, I'm just going to remove these, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I'm going to be left with the last price and the interval. All
Mhm.
right. And then I'm going to basically just scroll down this list till I get
Mhm.
trade confirmer.
Mhm.
All right. And there it is. Okay.
Mhm.
Then I
Mhm.
add it.
Mhm.
All
Ah,
right.
okay,
Okay.
wonderful.
And then click OK. Now, I'm going to also show you a few things you can do with it, but I don't want to confuse you here. But if we go under Edit Studies on this, let's see where to open up. Let me do that again.
Oh.
All right, give that a second. Okay, so under Edit Studies here, go to Customize,
Mhm.
and you open that up. Then go to Inputs.
Mhm.
Okay, and so here's where it allows you to choose what you want to see in the actual column, the one column called Trade
Mhm.
Confirmer.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, you see that?
Yes.
So that is going to allow you to say, okay, I only like to look at the OWL and the PTF, so I'm going to remove the TLM and I'm going
Mhm.
to change this to 2 because I'm only looking at 2 items.
Mhm.
And then that is going to summarize what it finds under the OWL and PTF columns when it does its search, and then put
Mhm.
it into this column. So if you
Wow.
had 2 bear ones here, then this will be a bear. Okay.
Mhm.
That,
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah,
that
I
makes,
got it. Okay, that's great. Wonderful. Okay.
so it's pretty easy to set up.
Yeah. Thank you. That makes you just clicked into the bait. Okay, I see.
Okay.
Yep.
So again, if you do not have this loaded at all, whoops, sorry about that. Let's get out of here. So if you don't have that loaded at all, I don't really want to be there. Okay, so let's just say you open up a brand new situation, new tab. So you come here, okay, go to your apps. Whoops, where is it? There it is. All right, and radar screen, and that's where you start.
Mhm. Yep. Got it. I know how to get the radar screen. It was just being able to get to the trade
Yeah,
confirm.
okay.
But you showed me, second time you showed me that made all sense. I can easily work with this. This is extremely helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, good, good. And that's pretty much it. And same, it's the exact same working on NinjaTrader. It's just the presentation's a little different because the cosmetic coding is different on the
Hmm.
platforms.
Yeah.
Same information.
I
Hmm.
have one thing to say, Ed, before we close. Remember, we talked about this Trader Dale thing where it was days or weeks before you got a response.
Hmm.
You can count your response time with Bennett and Jean in hours, not
Oh yeah,
not
yeah, they're
days
wonderful.
or weeks.
Thank
Gene's
you, Jim.
amazing, and you have another gentleman. I forget the gentleman's name. When I was setting the software up, he was really great. I forget his
Oh,
name.
Mark.
Mark.
Yeah, I think it's Mark. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was really great.
he does
Yes.
the installations. Yeah.
Jim,
Yeah.
you're so sweet. Thank you for
Thank you,
that.
Jim.
Hmm.
Just facts.
Yeah, and weekends and holidays, right?
That's happened before.
Well, you guys are like family,
Yeah,
so.
that's true. All right. Well, great. Good to see you guys.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Appreciate it very much.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure.
And we'll
All
get the
right.
Discord going.
Well, Jim, you continue to do well, okay?
I'll see you soon.
Yeah, good. Good. You look great, by the way.
You really look good, Jim.
Yeah.
Well, that must have been a big improvement then.
I don't think I've ever seen you before, honestly. This might be the first time on cam I've seen you.
Oh man, I should have never put the camera on.
Oh, that's great.
All right,
Great.
you guys have a great one. I'm going to
Thank
drop.
you,
You
Jim.
Thank
too.
you. Thank you
All right,
all.
thank
Thank you, Bill.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.